For leaders, holding others accountable begins with holding oneself accountable. Hi, everyone. It's Tim Shaffer with Arete Coaching Group. Many years ago, earlier in my career, I was an assistant front office manager at a large full service hotel in downtown Fort Worth, Texas. Now, my responsibilities as an assistant front office manager, for those who aren't familiar, I was responsible for the front desk. That's where people check in and check out. I was responsible for what we called PBX. So that's the telephone operators that were in the hotel. And 5 days or 6 days, depending on my work week, I acted as the nighttime manager of this large full service hotel. And so I remember, so I had a lot of responsibilities. And I remember one day I went into work and my boss called me into his office and said, "Shaffer, we have a problem." I said, "What problem do we have?" And he said, "Sarah at the front desk?" I said, "Yeah, sure." He said, "I've had a couple employees come to me complaining that she's been late multiple times over the last 2 weeks. And so I want to know why you haven't addressed that." Now, funny that he would assume I didn't address it, although he was correct. I had not addressed it. And he said, "I want to know why." And I said, "Well, Sarah's been here a while, and I've been really busy with and he interrupted me and said, "So you don't have a good reason?" And I said, "No." And he said, "Listen, Shaffer," that's what he called me, "Shaffer, your fear of conflict or your need to be liked by Sarah and everyone else, you're making that more important than having a conversation with Sarah, sharing with her what she needs to do differently to be successful here at this hotel with our company. So your need for comfort and your need to be liked is trumping other people's success." And I have to tell you, I was a bit shocked because I'd never thought of it that way. And quite frankly, I didn't like conflict. I didn't like confrontation. I thought, what if, I don't know how people will react, and what if they don't like me? All of that, exactly what he was saying was true. And yet what I had failed to realize until that point was that by me not having what I would call accountability conversations in a timely manner, in an effective manner with Sarah and others, is that I was purposely choosing to withhold information from them that would help them be successful with the company. Yeah, so my comfort trumped their success. Well, of course, once I had that realization, I felt guilty for sure, and I went and talked to Sarah about it. But I want to share that with you because I go back to this, what I started with, and that is, for leaders, holding others accountable begins with holding oneself accountable. And oftentimes I hear leaders reach out to me or they call me and they say, "Tim, my managers, they won't do what I've asked them to do, or they're not achieving the results I need. Can you please come and help?" Well, of course, my heart is always in it. I want to help. But my head immediately goes to thinking or asking, what is this leader doing or not doing that is getting in the way of people being successful? And if not having accountability conversations is getting in the way, that's a problem. In leaders, we need to step up and have these conversations. Now, these conversations should not be punitive. I don't think that they should in any way, show who's boss and who's right and who has the power. No, no. In fact, leaders, our purpose in having accountability conversations is to hold others responsible for their success, responsible for achieving their success. And so our approach should be out of care for the individual, for their careers, for their jobs, to help them be successful. In fact, if we're having accountability conversations for any other reason except to hold people responsible for their success, help them be responsible, help them be successful because you care, then you probably shouldn't be having it. Somebody else, loop somebody else in to help with that. But we're actually hurting people when we don't tell them the truth. And so I just want to encourage you to think about it that way. If you're someone like me who, in the past at least, didn't like conflict, I think I've gotten pretty good at it at this point. Um, so that's why I want to share that with you. But if you have any discomfort around confrontation or conflict, um, want you to think about your purpose in having the conversation. Your purpose in telling that person the truth is to help them be successful, help them be responsible for achieving their success. All right, everyone. Thank you so much.